Alive, the alien queen's daughter returned, and at her side stood a human Elias slammed the shuttle's thrusters into reverse. The scarred hull groaned as it settled onto the royal dock of Vera Prime. Weapon locks from a dozen turrets snapped onto his ship. Red targeting beams painted the cockpit. He killed the engines, grabbed his sidearm, checked Sarai in the co-pilot's seat. She clutched the armrests. Her iridescent skin paled under the strain. 4 slender arms trembled, one wrapped around a data crystal, the others empty. "Stay behind me," Elias said. "No matter what." Sarai nodded, her multifaceted eyes fixed on him. Trust flickered there, fragile as the proof they carried. Elias popped the hatch. Hot dock air rushed in, thick with ozone from the shields. He stepped out first. Boots hit polished stone. Scanning drones buzzed forward. Their beams stabbed toward the shuttle's interior. Elias moved. He planted himself in the hatchway, blocked the drones with his body. The scans hit his vac suit instead, harmless bounces off reinforced plating. "Human," Captain Runtel barked from the guard line. 20 armored Varans leveled pulse rifles. Their chitinous plates gleamed under dock lights. "Kneel, hands visible." Elias didn't kneel. He raised one hand, the other tapped his wrist comm. Every bay screen flickered. Sarai's biometric scan exploded across them. Retinal weave, neural signature, royal pheromonal trace. Verified against the palace archives. Gasps rippled through the guards. Rune's mandibles clicked in shock. Princess Sarai emerged. Elias shifted to cover her flank. She stepped onto the dock. Her tattered robes whispered against the stone. "Mother," she called, voice steady despite the guns. "It's me." Queen Malith strode into view, flanked by Chancellor Voss Kyan. Her crown of crystal spines caught the light. Maternal eyes locked on Sarai widened. The crowd hushed. "Forgery," Kyan snapped. His polished robes swirled as he gestured. "Imperial seals compromised. Quarantine protocol." Alarms wailed. Massive doors ground shut around the dock, sealed them in a kill box. Turrets hummed to life. Rune hesitated, rifle dipped a fraction. Elias kept his body between Sarai and the weapons. "Captain, your queen sees the match, 98%, that's her," Kyan sneered. "Human salvage scum, you think a meatbag pilot overrides Varan law." "The princess died years ago. This imposter threatens succession." Sarai pressed closer to Elias. One hand gripped his arm. "Chancellor, I remember the treaty signing. Your quill slipped on the 3rd clause." Kyan froze, eyes narrowed. Queen Malith raised a hand. "Silence." Rune escort them to the throne vault. Full scan there. "No," Kyan overrode. His comm pinged palace overrides. "Security demands isolation. Drones neutralize the human threat." Drones whirred. Stingers extended. Elias drew his sidearm, fired twice. Drones sparked and dropped. He scooped a fallen one mid-fall, ripped its core free, jammed it into his comm. Dock screens glitched. Kyan's override code scrolled public. Every guard saw it. Rune's rifle snapped up, aimed at Kyan. "Treason override detected. Stand down, Chancellor." Guards shifted. Rifles tracked Kyan's aides now. Sarai exhaled, leaned into Elias. Her warmth seeped through his suit. Kyan backed toward the queen. "Majesty, this human manipulates." "Enough." Malith's voice cut like crystal. She glided forward, touched Sarai's face. Pheromones bloomed, recognition flooded the air. Sarai's arms wrapped around her mother, tears glistened on blue cheeks. Elias holstered his weapon, watched the doors, no new threats yet. Rune approached, mandibles relaxed. "Pilot, you shielded her, broke drones barehanded." "Humans, we misjudged." Elias shrugged. "Just routine salvage, she's the cargo that matters." Kyan whirled, slapped his comm, hidden signal pulsed. A side door burst open. Kyan's private guard, 10 elites, charged in. Pulse fire erupted. Elias shoved Sarai behind a crate. Returned fire, dropped 2 assailants. Rune roared, led his men into the fray. Varan blades clashed with elite armor. Malith pulled Sarai toward the vault access. "Elias Ward, cover us!" He did, rolled across the dock. Grabbed a fallen rifle, burst fire pinned 3 elites. Sarai glanced back, saw him move fluid, relentless. Fear in her eyes shifted, became something fiercer. Kyan bolted for an escape hatch. Elias anticipated. Flank shot clipped his leg. Chancellor sprawled. Rune cuffed him. "Plot exposed. Succession games end here." Guards mopped up. Dock fell quiet. Malith faced Elias, towered over him, yet bowed her head. "You brought my daughter home, risked all. Vera owes you." Sarai stepped up, took his hand. Her 4 fingers intertwined with his 5. "He saved me from the wreck. Trusted my fragments of memory when no one else would." Elias met her gaze. Proof held, that's all. Rune clapped his shoulder. Human normal, extraordinary. Alarms reset, doors unsealed, but Kyan laughed from the floor. The humans shuttle logs, they show piracy. Frame him now? Elias tensed. Logs falsified, his proof next. Sarai squeezed his hand. Not today. Malith signaled. To the vault, all truths emerge there. They moved, Elias at Sarai's side. Guns tracked away. One elite stirred. Hidden blade flashed toward the queen. Elias lunged, took the slash on his arm, blood welled. He crushed the assassin's throat. Sarai bandaged him with her robe, hands steady. You protect, I stand with you. Rune nodded respect. Loyalty proven. Kyan's eyes darted. More plots brewed. The vault doors loomed. Scans would verify everything, but whispers spread. Court factions mobilized beyond the dock. Elias scanned the shadows. Routine just got complicated. Sarai leaned close. Trust me now, he grinned. Always did. A new alarm blared, poison gas venting from above. Kyan's final play. Elias yanked the data crystal from Sarai's pouch, hacked the vents, reversed flow, gas sucked back. Chancellor choked on his own trap. Malith smiled, first time. Human ingenuity, welcome to court. They entered the vault, proof awaited. But Elias spotted the sniper perch. Red dot danced on Sarai's back. He stepped in front. Again. Elias slammed the shuttle's access panel. Red lights pulsed across the console. Quarantine scrubbers whirred wrong, too fast, spewing toxins into the corridor. Sarai coughed behind him, her iridescent skin paling. 10 minutes, the overhead voice droned. Containment failure imminent. He yanked the power couplings. Shuttle engines whined down as he bridged them to the palace grid. Varen tech resisted, alien protocols locked tight. Elias overrode with a jury-rigged spike from his salvage kit. Current surged, scrubbers reversed. Air cleared in seconds. Sarai gasped clean oxygen. You fixed it. Her voice rasped, golden eyes wide. She clutched his arm, claws retracted. Trust flickered there, fragile. Routine salvage trick. Elias sealed the panel. Shuttle's dark now, but you're breathing, we move. Alarms still wailed beyond the dock. Court factions closed in. Kyan's voice echoed from speakers. Seal the human. Pirate logs confirm threat. Falsified evidence. Elias grabbed Sarai's hand, hers fit warm in his calloused palm. Maintenance shafts, she whispered. I remember. Left from birth chamber wing. They ducked into the grill. Elias boosted her first. Her lithe form vanished into shadow. He followed, shoulders scraping chitin walls. Varen palaces hid veins like this, service paths for drones. Sarai navigated by touch, fins brushing conduits. Down here, avoid the Grand Hall, Voss's guards patrol. Elias scanned with his wrist loom. Half-remembered cues guided her, a bent strut from childhood fall, a faded glyph marking the air's route. She moved sure now, princess emerging from amnesia fog. Gunfire popped distant, politics accelerated. Left, she said, shaft narrowed. Elias wedged through, toolkit clanging. Sweat stung his eyes. Sarai waited at a junction, pointing. Service lift skips the outer rings. He pried the hatch. They dropped into dim blue light. Footsteps echoed ahead, heavy boots. Captain Runtel blocked the exit. Royal Guard armor gleamed, plasma rifle leveled. 2 elites flanked him, visors down. Halt! Quarantine protocols demand surrender. Elias froze. Sarai tensed beside him. Drawing his sidearm meant fight, bad odds. He unholstered slow, barrel up, and extended it but first. Take it, we're not your enemy. Tell's mandibles clicked surprise. Varen warriors prized dominance displays. Humans offered trust instead. The captain snatched the pistol, scanned it. Disarmed, escort to med suite. Queen commands verification. Sarai exhaled. Rune. You remember my voice? Fragments match. Tell's gaze flicked to Elias. Human yields weapon, bold. He waved them forward. Elites fell in behind. Corridors blurred past. Crystal walls humming with embedded scanners. Elias walked point with Sarai, Tell at their 6. Whispers crackled in Tell's comm. Chancellor Kyan to security, wipe junction feeds, now. Elias caught it. Kyan erased proof, politics trumped truth. Sarai squeezed his hand tighter, trust solidified in that grip. Med-suite doors hissed open. Sterile white, auto-scans whirring. Queen Malith waited inside, flanked by med-drones. Her crown fins flared regal. Chancellor Kyan hovered at her elbow, data slate glowing. Princess! Malith rose, voice steel-wrapped warmth. Scans first. Sarai stepped under the arch. Lights danced over her, DNA neural maps. Elias stood guard, empty holster itching. Tell returned his sidearm with a nod. Earned. Kyan tapped his slate. Logs show piracy, majesty, human taint. Shuttle power diverted here. Elias pointed to the grid readout. Saved her from your malfunction, checked the surge. Maleth's eyes narrowed on Kyan. Drones beeped approval. Match, air confirmed, Sarai returns. Court feeds buzzed alive, cheers mixed with hisses, factions shifted. Kyan paled, mandibles twitching. Anomaly, further review. Enough. Maleth cut him, turned to Elias. You protected without demand, Vera honors such. Sarai emerged, scans complete. She touched Elias' shoulder. He shielded me from dock to here. Tell straightened. I saw human competence, protocol bends. Elias shrugged. Just kept my word. Alarms cut short. But shadows lingered in the vents. Kyan slipped out, slate clutched. Elias spotted the flicker, a hidden cam relaying to unseen eyes. More assassins mobilized. Sarai leaned in. Vault next, full proof. Maleth nodded. Yes, but corridor's unsafe. Tell checked his rifle. I lead. They exited med suite. Elias at Sarai's side. Her hand stayed in his, trust forged in shafts and surrenders. Kyan's voice ghosted from a side passage. Frame the logs deeper. Sniper teams to vault approach. Elias tensed. Routine salvage turned royal gauntlet. He rerouted mentally, shuttle dark, but backup beacons primed. Sarai glanced up. You hear that? Always listening. He grinned, pulled her faster, Tell pivoted. Ambush ahead, count on it. Elias drew his sidearm, offered it again. No, this time he kept it. Protection demanded balance. Guards fanned. Maleth's drones hummed escort. Sarai directed. Service bypass my memory holds. They veered into another shaft, claws on metal above. Sniper drone detached, red eye glowing. Elias fired. Drone sparked, plummeted. Wreckage smoked. Tell whistled low. Human aim, precise. Salvage habit. Elias reloaded. Sarai's eyes shone admiration. Deeper they plunged. Kyan's plots thickened, gas traps rerouted, blades in walls. Elias' jury-rigged event seal with shuttle cable yanked from his belt. Toxins hissed harmless. You're impossible. Sarai breathed. Bond tightened cross-species steel. Vault loomed distant. Scans would seal truth, but factions brewed coup. Captain Tell sealed a hatch behind. Chancellor rallies successors. We push. Maleth's voice calmed. Human leads protection. Trust him. Elias nodded to shadows. Competence spoke. Fear fractured. Sarai whispered, without you, team now. He boosted her up. One elite stirred ahead. Blade flashed. Elias lunged, took the slash. Blood welled. Crushed the throat. Sarai bandaged with robe shred, hands steady. You protect, I stand. Rune nodded. Loyalty proven. Poison alarm blared anew, vents above. Elias yanked Sarai's crystal, hacked reverse, gas-choked Kyan's proxy. Maleth smiled via feed. Ingenuity welcomes. Vault doors neared. Sniper Dot danced on Sarai. Elias stepped front. Again, but a new hiss, floor grates. Nanite swarm deployed, quarantine fix, twisted lethal. 10 minutes to breach skin. Sarai gasped. Elias, he dropped toolkit, rerouted shuttle Oxbower remotely. Fields pulsed, swarm fried midair, Tell stared. How? Human normal. Elias grinned through blood, trust outmaneuvered all. Vault cracked open, truth waited, but Kyan's elite charged from side corridor. Blasters hot. Blasters scorched the vault doorframe. Elias shoved Sarai behind the half-open panel. Kyan's elites, 3 Varen guards in black cloaks fanned out, eyes glowing with neural implants. Rune Tell dropped to a knee, his rifle barking precise bursts. One elite crumpled, chest smoking. Inside, Elias yelled. He fired his salvager's pulse pistol, the makeshift weapon humming from jury-rigged shuttle cells. It clipped a second elite's shoulder. The guard spun, blasting wild. Sarai clutched her crystal pendant, its glow pulsing faint warnings. They're sealing us in. Rune's shot took the second elite's knee. Elias lunged past, slamming his boot into the third's blaster hand. Bone cracked. The guard howled, clawing for a vibro knife. Elias drove his elbow down, crushing the windpipe. Silence fell, broken only by distant alarms. Rune reloaded, scales on his neck flaring red. Vault secure, for now. Elias hauled the door wider. Cool air rushed out, carrying the sterile tang of med-equipment. He pulled Sarai through. The vault was a compact med suite. Gene scanners, cryo-vials, a central analyzer humming under emergency lights. No time for palace protocols. Kyan's factions would flood the corridors any second. Scans first, Elias said. He slapped his belt kit open, a portable lab salvaged from derelict haulers. Varens gawked at human tech, rugged, no frills, built for black space breakdowns. Genetic match, live run, bypasses your bureaucracy. Sarai's iridescent eyes widened, pupils dilating in the low light. She hesitated, fins along her arms twitching. Trust hung thin, forged in blood and gas traps, but she'd seen him crank vents, fry nanites, her hands steadied. Do it! Rune posted at the door, rifle trained on the corridor. Queen's comm incoming, Malith demands proof. Elias nodded, snapping on nitrile gloves. He prepped the analyzer, swabbed Sarai's palm, drew a quick blood sample with the autolancet. She didn't flinch. Private phrase now, only royals know it. Sarai leaned close, voice a whisper only mics would catch. Stars weave the veil, daughters pierce the night. Her fins relaxed a fraction, proof layered on proof, the analyzer word loading the royal baseline from the vault's secure core. Elias synced his kit wirelessly, human hack, alien vault. Running, lights flickered. Aid voices crackled over external comms, power divert, Chancellor's order, containment breach. The analyzer died mid-spin, centrifuge halted, samples swirling incomplete. Elias cursed under his breath, Kyan's play. He yanked the power cell, popped the casing. Hand crank it. Old school, Sarai stared. What? Human salvage trick. He gripped the manual flywheel, muscles burning from earlier slashes. Crank turned, gears ground. The centrifuge spun up, whining under elbow grease. Rune glanced back, ridges rising in awe. You power it, yourself. Derelict haulers, no power, no mercy. Sweat beaded on Elias' brow, samples separated, DNA strands aligned. Alarms screamed anew. Red strobes painted the walls. The med suite door hissed, locked from outside. Heavy bolts thudded home. Blaster fire echoed beyond, Rune's rifle answering. They're piling in, Rune growled. Hold the line. Sarai pressed against the console, her hand brushing Elias' arm. Warm scales met calloused skin. It finishes. Almost. Crank blurred, the analyzer beeped. Screen lit 99.98% match. Royal heir confirmed, Princess Soraya Vera. Elias grinned, wiping blood from his earlier wound. Truth's out, Queen sees it now. Sarai's breath caught, relief cracked her voice. I am home. Queen Malith's hologram flickered to life above the console, her regal fins arched high. Elias ward, you deliver my daughter. Chancellor Kyan's aides jam my overrides. Guards converge. Rune fired through the door slit. Captain tell loyal majesty, human proved it. Malith's eyes mirrored to Sarai's, locked on Elias. You bypassed protocol, cranked certainty from sabotage, trust earned. Elias straightened, ignoring the locked doors pounding. Just keeping cargo safe, she's the package. Sarai touched his shoulder. Not cargo, Elias. Blaster bolts chewed the door seals, smoke curled in. Rune tossed a grenade, Varen flashbang, muffled screams outside. Extraction? Elias asked, holstering his pistol. Malith's hologram sharpened. My shuttle's inbound, but Kyan declares emergency succession, claims imposter. Your proof broadcasts palace-wide unless they wipe the vault. A new hiss, floor panels glowed, gas vents, no servo whirs, assassins' drones, palm-sized, buzzed from hidden slots. Kyan's elite tech, neural-guided. Sarai gasped. Swarm protocols. Elias dropped low, toolkit spilling. He snatched a EMP puck from his belt, salvage mod for engine shorts. Cover! Drones dove, stingers gleaming toxin. Rune blasted too. Elias thumbed the puck, pulse wave rippled. Drones fried, sparking to the floor. Sarai exhaled. Again. Impossible. Human normal, Elias said, modest shrug. He boosted the analyzer's signal, piggybacking Malith's royal net. Proof flooded every screen, match stats, phrase audio, live feed. Corridor erupted. Royal Guards tells loyalists stormed in, overriding locks. Blasters traded fire. Kyan's elites fell back, cloaks aflame. Captain Rune lowered his rifle. Queen's forces breach. Voss Kyan flees to council chambers. Malith's voice boomed via speakers. Seize the Chancellor, the human stands with my heir. Sarai gripped Elias' hand, cross-species clasp firm. You protected through blades, gas, lies, I trust you. Elias nodded, her warmth steadying him. Team holds. But the vault console sparked. Wipe virus incoming, Kyan's last hack. Elias jacked his kit direct, fingers flying. Firewall held, data locked. Outside, boots thundered. Chancellor Voss Kyan's voice broadcast. Imposter confirmed, guards execute protocol. A fresh squad burst through, Kyan's fanatics, blades drawn. Elias stepped front, pistol raised. Sarai at his side. Rune flanked. One fanatic lunged. Elias sidestepped, tripped him into his own ally. Blades clashed harmless. Sarai activated her crystal. Royal Override Pulse stunned the Fanatic's implants. They dropped twitching. Malith's shuttles roared overhead, shadows on monitors. Human leads. All follow. Trust sealed the vault. Politics cracked. But Kyan's final transmission cut through. Nanite purge authorized. Vault containment lethal. Floor grates rattled. Elias yanked Sarai up. New swarm, deeper threat brewed. Rune's eyes narrowed. He won't stop. Elias cranked his kit one last time. Backup power surged. Doors blew open to shuttles. They ran bond unbreakable. But Council waited. Kyan's web tangled tighter. Proof alone wouldn't end it. One fanatic stirred, whispering into a hidden comm. Assassins mobilized. Queen Malith stormed through the vault's outer doors, her stun guard detail fanning out with rifles leveled. Blue energy crackled along their barrels. Secure the human. Separate him from the claimant, now. Elias planted his boots wide, pistol holstered but hand hovering near it. Sarai pressed against his side, her scaled fingers tight on his arm. The chamber's dim glow lamps flickered from the recent hack attempt, casting long shadows over the crystal data vault. He scanned the guards, 12 armored in Varen iridescent plate, eyes locked on him through visor slits. Routine, like salvaging a derelict in pirate space. No separation. Elias kept his voice level, eyes on the queen. Her crown gems pulsed with authority, matching the air crystal at Sarai's throat. Restrain me if you must. Cuffs, chains, your call, but she stays with me until identity's cleared. Sarai's breath hitched, but she straightened. Her tail flicked once, brushing his leg, a silent anchor. Malith halted 10 paces away, her guards forming a semicircle. Chancellor Voss Kyan lingered at her elbow, robes pristine despite the chaos, his smile thin as a blade. Captain Runtel stood rigid behind them, hand on his sword hilt, gaze flicking between Elias and the princess. Insolence from an off-world scavenger? Kyan's voice dripped silk. This human defies royal decree. Execute protocol. Malith raised a gauntleted hand. Silence fell. She studied Elias, her multifaceted eyes narrowing, queen weighing a salvager against court whispers. You claim to have pulled my daughter from oblivion. Speak. The rescue site. Coordinates. Proof. Elias nodded once. He unslung his kit pouch with deliberate slowness, guards twitching but holding fire. Drift Cluster Epsilon 7, Vera Outer Rim, wreckage of the Air's shuttle, tagged Royal Flight 49 Alpha. Picked her from cryopod amid raider scrap. He thumbed the pouch open, extruded a data slate. Raw flight logs scrolled, timestamps, nav tracks, sensor pings of alien debris. Feeds here, unedited. Hull scan confirms Royal seals. Her vitals spiked when I cracked the pod, match your heir's profile. He tossed the slate underhand to Runtel. The captain caught it mid-stride, visor up now, scanning the data with a wrist implant. No flinch. Elias watched Malith's face, doubt cracking, maternal hunger flickering beneath the crown. Sarai leaned forward. Mother, the pod's hum. Elias' hands steady through the ice, he fought the raiders alone. Kyan stepped in, snatching the slate from Rune. Fabricated. Human tech easy to spoof. This salvager plants evidence to claim bounty or ransom. He waved it like trash. Vault logs show imposter signals. Nanites were primed for her purge. Elias snorted, soft, routine lies. Check the metadata. Embedded Varen encryptions, your military grade. I didn't touch 'em. He tapped his temple. Augments logged every scan. Sarai's crystal synced mid-extraction, activated on my ship. Ask her. Malith's gaze shifted to Sarai. The princess met it, unblinking. The crystal remembers, Voss's voice, succession secured. But Elias shielded me, gas in the vents, blades in the shadows. Guards shifted, Rune's jaw tightened. Enough theater. Kyan activated his comm cuff. Fetch the verifier drones, expose the fraud. Malith snatched the slate back. Her fingers danced over it, pulling up a holofeed. Wreckage spun in projection, twisted royal hull, cryopod intact, Sarai's form inside, scales pale, crystal dim but pulsing. Elias salvaged drone footage overlaid, him in void suit cutting through ice with plasma torch, Raider Rex drifting nearby. Authentic. Malith's voice hardened. She thrust the slate at Kyan. Timestamps chained to Imperial beacons. Human, your logs hold. Kyan paled but recovered. Coincidence or hack he could have. Captain tell. Malith cut him off. Verify outside court chain, direct link to outer rim beacons, no intermediaries, report to me alone. Rune saluted, slate in hand. At once, Majesty. He strode out, boots echoing, doors sealed behind him. Elias exhaled slow, first hurdle cleared, but Kyan's eyes burned, assassins still mobilized per the fanatic's whisper. Sarai's grip tightened. He covered her hand with his, human palm rough against her scales, trust held. Malith paced closer, guards parting. Why you, a human pilot scavenging our fringe, what stake? Elias met her stare. Found the pod, she was alive. Protocols clear, extract, deliver. Raiders complicated it, he shrugged. Handled 'em, routine, Sarai squeezed. He refused payment, stayed when others fled, Kyan hissed. Lies, this invader brings chaos, a guard's calm buzzed. Outer breach, assassins at Grid 9, Kyan loyalists, Malith whirled. Tell. Verifying now, Rune's voice crackled back. Beacons confirm, logs pure, wreckage matches lost flight. Silence crushed the chamber, Kyan backed a step. Impossible, the girl. Sarai, Malith's voice broke just once. She reached for her daughter. Sarai stepped forward, still clasped to Elias. Crystal flared bright, syncing with the queen's crown. Mother-daughter pulse lit the room. Guards lowered rifles, but Kyan lunged, hidden dagger flashing from his robe sleeve. Elias moved first. He shoved Sarai behind him, drew pistol in one fluid arc. Shot cracked, stun bolt slammed Kyan's shoulder. Chancellor crumpled, twitching. Malith froze, then nodded. Secure him! Guards swarmed Kyan, cuff snapping. Sarai emerged, eyes wide on Elias. Again. You see it coming. Routine. He holstered, pulse steady. Malith approached slow. Human Elias ward, you stand with my heir. She extended a hand, queen to protect her. Scales met calluses, firm clasp, but alarms wailed anew. Vault screens flickered, deeper schematics. Nanite reservoirs cracking open, Kyan's override lingered. Floor integrity failing, a guard barked. Elias yanked Sarai toward the doors. Elevator shaft backup route, move, Malith signaled her detail. With them, tell shuttle extraction. They bolted, boots pounding polished stone. Sarai matched Elias stride for stride, tail streaming. Trust propelled them, human grit, alien resolve. Nanite mist seeped through grates, hissing. Elias slapped a breather mask on Sarai, then one on himself. Malith donned hers last, guards coughing behind. Shuttle bay loomed, doors bucked, more fanatics outside, blades glinting. Runetel burst through first, sword cleaving one assassin's arm. Clear path, board! Elias covered the rear, pistol barking stun bolts. 2 down. Sarai's crystal pulsed, override stunning 3 more. They piled into the shuttle, Malith hauling Kyan's bound form aboard. Thrusters roared. Craft lifted, nanite, cloud blooming below. In the cabin, Sarai slumped against Elias, breath ragged. Council next, they won't yield. Malith knelt before her. They will, proof spreads. She glanced at Elias. You refuse separation still, he nodded, until she's crowned. Kyan stirred in cuffs, smirking through pain. Nanites were mercy, her memories fractured, imposter forever. Sarai's eyes hardened. Fractured enough to know betrayal. She touched her crystal. Full recall incoming. Elias triggered it. Malith rose. Pilot us to the Grand Conclave. Human leads security. Elias took the stick shuttle banking hard. Stars wheeled outside. Routine haul, extraordinary cargo. But comms lit up. Conclave transmission. All factions assemble. Air claimant arrives with alien pet. Politics coiled tighter. Assassins inbound. One wrong word and the queen's judgment fell. Reclaim her daughter or end the human who dared protect her. Elias gripped the shuttle's ramp controls and slammed them open. Cool conclave air rushed in, laced with incense and polished stone. Sarai leaned on him, her crystal necklace humming faintly against his arm. Malith stepped out first, flanked by Runetel's guards. Kyan dangled in cuffs at the rear, dragged by 2 Varen soldiers. Grand conclave ahead, Elias said low to Sarai. Stick tight. Crowds parted in the vast atrium. Holographic banners flickered, air's fate decided. Nobles whispered, eyes on the human hauling their princess. Chancellor Voss Kyan twisted in his bonds. Security teams, Protocol 7, escort the claimant to safe room. Now! Beacons lit Elias' wrist scanner. 4 squads converged from side corridors. Their comm patterns pulsed wrong, encrypted bursts, not standard guard freaks. Salvage runs taught him to spot rigged halls. No, Elias barked. He yanked Sarai toward the public galleries. Those aren't yours, Queen, wrong signatures. Malith halted. Explain. Beacons spoofed. Real guards broadcast open. These hide. He punched his scanner. Alerts pinged. 2 teams rerouted gear from armory lockdown crates. Runetel drew his sword halfway. Chancellor countermand that. Kyan sneered. I'm securing the realm. She's unstable, memories fractured. Sarai's hand tightened on Elias' sleeve. He's lying, I feel it. Elias didn't wait. He pivoted into the galleries, a soaring walkway lined with observer pods. Crowds thickened, merchants, envoys, commoners gawking at the procession. Through here, public eyes keep them honest. Guards grumbled but followed Malith's nod. Sarai matched his stride, her lithe form weaving through Varen's twice her height. Her skin shimmered faint blue under stress lights, scales iridescent. First security team rounded a pillar ahead. Armored figures, visors down, stun lances raised. Halt! Safe room directive. Elias shoved Sarai behind a vendor stall. Down! He fired his pistol. Stun bolt cracked the leader's chest plate. The Varen crumpled. Crowd screamed, scattering. Runetel charged. His blade sang, parrying a lance thrust. Stand down. Queen's escort holds primacy. The team hesitated. Tel's rank outflanked them. Captain orders from Chancellor. Lawful counter. Heir's protector dictates path. Tel slammed his comm badge. All units gallery route affirmed. Block flanks. More guards piled in from Malith's detail. They formed a wedge, shoving the security squads back. Elias covered Sarai, scanning for gaps. Her breath steadied against his shoulder. You saw it first. Routine scan, he muttered. Picked it on approach. Kyan laughed from the rear, hauled along. Foolish human. Lockdown imminent. They pushed into the gallery's heart. Crystal arches soared overhead, public hollows projecting the conclave feed. Sarai's face flashed on screens, claimant verified by Palace Scan. Cheers erupted from upper tiers. Malith raised a hand. People of Vera. Your heir returns, proof assembles. Applause thundered. Elias felt Sarai straighten. Trust flickered in her glance, no words, just grip easing on his arm. Then Captain Tel stiffened. Comms jamming, palace net flickering. Elias' scanner screamed. Kyan's cuff implants, subdermal overrides. Chancellor smirked. Contingency engaged. Alarms wailed. Bulkheads slammed gallery-wide. Lights dimmed to emergency red. Lockdown. Queen Malith's voice boomed over local net before it cut. Runetel, maintain escort. Human leads. Silence, her command access severed. Security teams surged anew, lances glowing. Claimant secured. Elias fired twice, dropping the front rank. Tell your call. Rune locked eyes with him. Varen pried ward with protocol. Then he nodded. With you, pilot, form up. Guards clashed, blades rang against lances. Elias hauled Sarai toward the conclave chamber doors sealed now. Crowd panicked, trampling stalls. Sarai's crystal flared. She pressed it to a panel. Override partial. Doors groaned half open. Elias boosted her through. Queen. Kyan's teams are his. Malith blasted a stun bolt from her own sidearm. First Elias had seen her draw. Kyan yelped as a guard cuffed him tighter. Traitors play, she snarled. Tel carved a path, blood on his scales, not his. Chamber breach, protect the air. They tumbled into the antechamber. Conclave murmurs echoed from beyond. Factions waited, nobles, priests, warlords, but gallery feeds showed more shadowy figures repelling from upper vents. Assassins, not security, blades drawn, Elias reloaded. They're coming. Sarai memories now, she nodded, crystal pulsing brighter. Fragments flooded back, betrayal signatures, Kyan's voice in the dark. I know enough, trust me. He did. Scanner pinged, vents above cracking open. Rune barked orders. Seal vents, human, flank right. Elias moved. Pistol cracked. A figure dropped, stunned midair. Malith dragged Kyan forward. Your plot ends here, Chancellor. Conclave witnesses. Kyan spat. She dies unproven. Succession mine. Sarai stepped to the chamber doors, voice steady. Open, let them see. Tel punched the release. Doors parted fully. Gasps from the conclave hall. All eyes locked on her and the human at her side. Factions rose, some cheering, others hissing. Proof teetered. Elias scanned the hall, balconies packed. No beacons yet, but Kyan's smirk lingered. Then the palace net died completely. Lights plunged to black. Sarai gasped. Targeted me? A crossbow bolt whistled from the dark. Elias tackled her down. Thud. It embedded in the doorframe, glowing poison tip. Chaos erupted. Shadows moved. Assassins struck. Elias shoved Sarai behind a toppled pillar. His pistol barked twice. One shadow crumpled, clutching its thigh. Runetel's blade sang through the dark, slicing another assassin's arm clean. Bolts zipped past, glowing trails in the blackout. Spine access, now, Elias yelled. He grabbed Sarai's wrist, yanked her toward a service grate 50 meters ahead. Conclave screams filled the hall. Factions clashed. Kyan's voice cut through. Kill the imposter. Tell covered their flank, shield raised. Human left vent, Elias spun. Two more figures dropped from above, crossbows leveled. He snap-fired, stunning the first. The second loosed a bolt. It grazed his shoulder, burning like acid. He ignored it, charged, tackle, elbow to the throat. The alien gagged, dropped. Sarai clawed at the grate. Locked. Elias kicked it open, hinges screeching. Inside, pressurized spine bypasses the halls. She hesitated, eyes wide on the black void beyond. Crystal at her throat pulsed faint blue. Tell shoved her through. Move, air. Elias followed, pistol ready. The spine hummed, narrow tube of conduits and struts lit by emergency strips. Airlock hissed shut behind them. Pressure equalized with a pop. Outside viewports showed the palace's sheer exterior, storm-lashed spires against Vera's purple skies. Goal clear reached the Queen's secure wing. Sealed halls meant assassins controlled the core paths. This spine hugged the outer hull. Sarai gasped, rubbing her arms. Scales shivered. Cold, human suits. Elias stripped his jacket, draped it over her. Routine salvage run. Keeps the chill off. He checked his scanner, hostiles converging on their entry. Tell seal that great permanent. The captain wedged his blade into the frame, twisted. Metal groaned. Done. They ran. Spine curved upward, gravity tugging at weird angles from hull stresses. Footing slick with frost. Elias led, boots magnetized for grip. Sarai stumbled. He caught her elbow, steady. A sheer drop loomed ahead, maintenance gap, 50 meters straight down to lower levels. Narrow strut bridged it, 2 handspans wide, iced over. Winds howled outside the viewport, rattling the frame. Sarai froze. No, fall means death. Tell gripped his shield tighter. Protocol demands alternate. Elias uncoiled his anchor line. Tuesday climb. He clipped one end to his harness, tossed the grapple across. It bit into the far side. Taut, he stepped onto the strut. No glance down, balanced, crossed in 10 seconds flat, anchored the line secure. Sarai stared. You, treat this as normal? Salvage pilots eat drops for breakfast. He fed the line back. Clip in, I'll belay. She hesitated, then snapped her harness on. Tell followed. Elias tensioned the line, pulled them across one by one. Sarai's breath hitched midway, claws scraping metal. He talked her through. Eyes forward, lean in. They made it. Spine narrowed ahead. Elias scanned. Clear for now, alarms blared, hull breach klaxons. They're cutting in. Explosive pop echoed behind. Viewport ahead fogged, hostiles breaching from exterior vents. Varen commandos, Kyan's Black Ops, 6 of them, mag boots thudding onto the spine, carbines raised. Down, Elias tackled Sarai and Tell into a conduit nook. Blaster fire scorched the walls. He rolled out, pistol popping. Non-lethal rounds, stunners only. Palace rules, even in blackout. First commando dropped, twitching. Tell burst up, shield bashing the second. Blade followed, disarming. Elias flanked right, leap, knee to chest. Zip tie from his belt snapped, wrists tight. Third down, they pressed. Carbines chattered. Elias dodged, fired low. Leg shot. Fourth crumpled. Sarai huddled, but her crystal flared. She yanked Elias' comm patch from his collar. Footage live. Public channels jammed, Tell grunted, wrestling the fifth. Not this patch. Human salvage freaks punch through. Elias covered her. Patch linked to his ship relay, broadcasting raw helmet cam now. Sarai patched it live to Palace nets. Galaxy feeds, Vera public. Viewports showed it, spine cam feeds mirroring on planetary hollows. The whole world watched. Last 2 commandos charged. Elias vaulted a strut, dropped behind, arm bar on one, chokehold, zip-tied. Tell stunned the final, silence. Elias straightened, breathing steady. Shoulder burn throbbed, but he taped it quick. Clear. Sarai lowered the patch, her scales flushed deeper blue, trust color he'd learned. They saw you protecting me, no fear. Tell sheathed his blade, eyed Elias. Scales shifted to neutral gray, respect. Procedure said isolate unknowns, you bypassed, proved. Footsteps echoed ahead. More, scanner pinged, friendly beacons. Queen's Guard, but rear grate buckled. Explosives, Kyan's elites, bigger breach. Elias reloaded. Not done, move. Sarai broadcast ended on his patch. People of Vera witness. Feeds exploded across the planet. Cheers in streets. Protests at palace gates. Queen Malith's voice over comms. Human, bring her. Conclave reconvenes. Live. They pushed forward. Spine trembled, hull integrity dropping. Elias led, line ready for the next drop. Rune clapped his shoulder. Captain's orders, you command the path. Sarai gripped Elias' arm, claws gentle. Trust earned. Politics shifted below. Kyan's faction fractured, public eyes on the spine feed. But assassins repelled outside now, blades glinting through frost. Elias grinned. Routine Tuesday. A massive crack split the strut ahead. Hull venting, they plunged into freefall. Elias fired grapple. Line snapped taut. Held all three, swung toward the secure hatch. Queen's guards hauled them in. Malith waited, eyes locked on Sarai. Daughter! Conclave roared beyond, proof sealed, but Kyan's shadow lingered in the vents. Sarai hugged Elias quick. My protector, he nodded. Scanner beeped, new hostiles inbound. Palace core secured, but exterior assault ramped. Round 2, Elias said. Tell barked laughs. Humans fight like storms, Queen's voice boomed. Chancellor arrested, but warlords rally, defend the air. Elias checked ammo, low. But ship bay close, back up there. Sarai's crystals sync to his patch, permanent link. Together. They charged the core hall, factions parted, public feeds rolled. Vera watched a human turn their world, but balcony snipers ghosted into view. Bolts flew. Elias shoved Sarai aside. One grazed his leg, down he went. Chaos reignited, Tell shielded. Malith drew her scepter, blaster form, fired. Elias rose, limping. Not today. Sarai pulled him up, eyes fierce. Never abandon. Trust locked, they pushed through. Kyan's final play, rigged charges in the throne vault. Scanner screamed. Elias diffused mid-stride. Wires cut, boom averted, conclave knelt. Air proven, human hailed, but whispers, off-world fleets inbound. Kyan's allies, Elias scanned stars, his ship waited. Evac ready. Sarai nodded, bond unbreakable, planet cheered. A human's Tuesday saved their throne. Queen Malith thrust her scepter toward Chancellor Vas Kyan. Replay the verified logs, public feed, every citizen watches. The central forum erupted. Hollow screens flickered to life across the palace core. Elias Ward stood at Sarai's side, rifle slung low, his leg throbbing from the sniper graze. He scanned the crowd, Kyan's faction clustered near the exits, hands twitching toward comms. Kyan straightened his robes, smile polished. Majesty, these are unverified claims. Protocol demands. Protocol? Malith's voice cracked like thunder. She activated the scepter's projector. The first log burst into view, Kyan's encrypted order, time-stamped years ago. Dispatch the heir to the black market brokers. No survivors. Gasps rippled through the conclave. Elias felt Sarai tense beside him. Her scales shimmered violet, fear or fury, he couldn't tell. He shifted to block her from the faction's line of sight. The log continued. Voss's face filled the hollow, voice cold. Vera needs stability. The princess complicates succession. Proof stacked, transfer codes to off-world slavers. Funds routed through his accounts. Kyan's allies froze, one bolted for a side door. Captain Runtel's guards moved like shadows, blocking paths. Tell stepped forward, blade drawn. Chancellor Vas Kyan, you stand accused of high treason. Surrender your command keys. Kyan's eyes darted. Captain, this is forgery. The human manipulated. Tell snatched the keys from Kyan's belt in one fluid grab. Nanite cuff snapped shut. Logs verified by Royal Crypt. Your faction's devices seized. Guards swarmed, yanking data slates and comms before anyone could purge files. The forum fell silent. Malith lowered her scepter. Her gaze locked on Sarai. Daughter, proven. Sarai stepped forward, crystal necklace pulsing. She raised her hand, voice steady. Under Royal Code, Section 47, I name Elias Ward my sworn protector. He shielded me from slavers, snipers, rigged vaults. Bind this claim before witnesses. Hollow recorder's word, the conclave murmured. Elias felt every eye shift to him, a lone human in Varen finery, blood still crusting his pant leg. Malith nodded. Bound, the code honors it, Tell saluted. He saved her thrice today. Human storm sweeps. Sarai turned to Elias, eyes fierce. Swear it. Elias met her gaze. He set his rifle down, deliberate. I accept, but strict limits. I protect you, not your politics. No blind loyalty, and we run a joint inquiry now. Who sold you first? Kyan bought, but slavers don't auction royals cheap. Someone higher fed him the location. Murmurs swelled. Malith's frills flared, surprise. You demand this? Fact. Elias tapped his wrist scanner. It synced with the seized keys, pulling prelim data. Logs show a warlord relay, off-world signature. Kyan's not the source, he's the middleman. Kyan snarled from cuffs. Lies the human hunts ghosts to, Tell backhanded him silent. Quiet traitor. Sarai gripped Elias' arm, her touch cool through his sleeve. Joint inquiry. Mother's decree. Malith hesitated, then boomed. Granted. Captain Tell, assemble the panel. Human leads field ops. The conclave knelt as one. Cheers echoed from public feeds, Vera's net alive with hails. The Protector, human saves throne, Elias ignored it. He limped to the nearest console, pulling star charts. His ship waited in the bay, engines hot. Scanner pinged, inbound signatures, 3 cruisers, Warlord marked. "They're coming," he said. "Evac or fight?" Sarai synced her crystal to his patch, permanent link now. Data flowed, palace defenses, weak points. "Fight with you," Tell grinned, fangs sharp. "Your storm sweep again?" Elias checked ammo, low but backups in the bay. "Routine Tuesday." He waved guards to positions. "Flank the bays, Sarai Queen Scepter to overwatch." Malith handed it over. "Earn trust." They moved, factions parted like waves. Balcony snipers, Kyan's remnants, ghosted into view. Bolts sizzled air. Elias shoved Sarai behind a pillar. "Down!" A graze burned his shoulder. He rolled, fired twice. 2 snipers dropped. Tell charged the third, blade flashing. "Varen's hold close." Sarai rose, crystal blazing. She hacked a sniper drone midair, Varen tech precise. It turned, strafed its own. Chaos reigned. Elias pushed forward, diffusing a rigged charge in the throne vault mid-stride. Wires snipped. No boom, conclave secured, air-proven, but whispers spread, off-world fleets closing. Elias scanned stars from the balcony. His salvage hauler gleamed in the bay, armed, fast. "Evac ready, who sold her?" Sarai joined him. "We hunt." Planet cheered below. Feeds rolled, a human turned their world, but Elias' scanner screamed. Fleets inbound, real buyers rallied. Malith approached, eyes on the voids. "They come for my daughter." "Not today." Elias patched his ship. "Trust built in fire, now we outmaneuver them." Sarai nodded. Bond locked, Tell barked orders, guards rallied. Elias led the charge to the bay, rifle up, legs screaming, routine, alarms wailed. Hangar doors groaned open, his ship thrummed, backup cannons hot. 3 cruisers dropped from orbit, weapons live. "Board now," Elias yelled. Sarai vaulted the ramp first. Malith followed, scepter ready, Tell covered rear. Elias punched engines, ship lurched skyward, bolts glanced off hull, human plating held. "Shields at 80%, Sarai called, fingers flying on Aux console. Varen hacks jammed enemy locks. Tell whooped. "Your metal beast laughs at lasers." Elias banked hard, evading. "Salvage rig built for wrecks." He fired countermeasures, cruisers scattered, Malith leaned in. "Inquiry data, Warlord Prime, he sold me the tip." "Us," Elias corrected. "Joint." Sarai smiled, first real one. Scales gold now, trust sealed, fleets pursued. Elias plotted jump. 1 buyer down, real one next. Vera shrank behind. A human's protection outran politics, but scanner pinged, reinforcements, bigger fish. "Round 3, Elias muttered. Sarai gripped his seat. "Together." Ship jumped, hunt began, Queen's voice cut static. "Protector, find the cellar, end this." Elias nodded to Void. Competence won thrones. They accelerated into black. Bond unbreakable. Victory just started.